Mr. Narendra Modi, once said, "Our constitution is a ray of hope. H for harmony, O for opportunity, P for people's participation, and E for equality." Keeping this in mind, I would like to wish each one of you a very happy Republic Day. Today, on the 26th of January 2021, India marks her 72nd Republic Day, the day the Constitution of India came into effect. It was also the day when fearless Indians, under the oppressive rule of the British Army, celebrating their independence in the 1930 until they gained their independence in 1947. In the words of our President, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, no path is difficult, no task impossible if our resolution is strong. In the midst of this overwhelming circumstance that the country is facing, our ancestors once again stand as a powerful example of resilience. Our forefathers like Rani of Jhansi and Mahatma Gandhi instilled in us an indomitable spirit and a legacy to never give up in the face of adversity. Hence, we as citizens of India must stand together now more than ever. We will fight, we will overcome.
Good morning to one and all present here. It is in my honor to introduce to you all our speaker and guest of honor for today, Lieutenant Colonel Nipin Mehta. Colonel Mehta, an alumnus of the National Defence Academy, has had an immense contribution in safeguarding our nation. Having a degree in mechanical engineering, he specialized in the repair of army helicopters and served the country for 21 long years before he hung his boots. But this was not it for Colonel Mehta. He then followed his passion by pursuing modeling. He has walked the ramp for several designers like Bharat Reshma and Shantanu and Nikhil, to name a few, at various platforms like Lakme Fashion Week, Amazon India Fashion Week, and more. He is an accomplished actor and has acted exceptionally well in several Tamil movies, Kannada movies, and documentaries. He has been a part of various brand photo shoots and has been featured in many renowned magazines like Men's XP and India Today. Colonel Mehta, an army man turned model actor, is rightfully a true hero and an inspiration to all. A very warm welcome to you, sir. We are elated to have you with us today and can't wait to learn about your experience.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for those kind words. Well, I'll start off with my journey. What I came from an army background. I was born and brought up in army atmosphere. My father was also in army and he served for about around 37 years. So when you're born and brought up in army, then my only dream was to get into army then. So I've seen my father in army and I was impressed by the way he used to work and the uniform. Obviously the uniform is always attractive. So with him, I've traveled all along the country. So finally, when my 12th came and I decided what to do, so I had plans in my mind before only that I would join National Defence Academy. National Defence Academy also, I could not join my first chance. First chance I failed. But I had nothing else in my mind. So I thought, okay, I'll give a try again and get into it, because that was the only thing I was thinking about at that time. I joined National Defence Academy finally. After 3 years of training in National Defence Academy, we are trained for 1 year more. That's in IMA. That's Indian Military Academy in Dehradun. And finally, after that, I was a commissioned officer as a second lieutenant on 10th of June 1994. I was commissioned in the Corps of Electronics and Mechanical Engineers. That is the one which looks after all the equipment of army, whether it is a vehicle or a tank or a helicopter, whatever it is, or electronic equipment or the signal equipment, whatever it is, the Corps of EME looks into that, the repair and the maintenance part. But we require to do 1 year of attachment with the infantry. So I was posted on the China border. I had gone for long duration patrols, have been out carrying our own food in mountains for about 40 days without lights, without anything. But it was good fun and good training, good learning also. Then in army, I have been across all the places. I have served in counter-insurgency operations in the Northeast. I have served in counter-insurgency operations in Kashmir. I did my BTech mechanical in army. Then I specialize in maintenance of helicopters in army. Then yes, in between I have done a capsule course also for repair and maintenance of the tanks, what we have in the Indian Army. So it has been a long journey and I have served across the length and breadth of India. After that, around 2008, I met with an accident. So that turned my life a bit, because after the accident, I got hurt at my neck and I was told that it will be difficult for me to pursue games and running or whatever, all physical activities. Nevertheless, then I thought that it is time that I should look after myself and see how can I be ready for outside world. Because I was not able to give my 100% in the army that time, because being a low medical category, my restrictions were there. I cannot be posted to certain areas because of my medical problem. Suddenly, passion came to me that I should get into biking, motorcycling. 2013, I was still in the army. I was posted in Delhi. I bought a motorcycle. I bought a Harley. Then started riding that. I rode from Delhi to Goa to Khajuraho, Allahabad, complete Punjab. And I started liking it. I started feeling very rejuvenated with that. And it was keeping what her low medical category was, that was keeping it aside. So that was helping me a lot mentally. I thought that I should leave army. Already my 20 years I had crossed, and start something with my biking only. But things were, I think life had something else for me. I was sitting after this, I left army. I started growing my beard and I stopped coloring my hair also. Initially, I was a clean shaven guy. You can see my pictures on my Instagram, army pictures. I was totally clean shaven guy. I never kept a mustache also. So I just was, after long service, because in army you need to shave every day. So once I left, I hung my boots. After 21 years, I thought that I'll chill out for some time. Started growing my beard. So I went to after about a month or so, the beard was haphazard. So I went to a local barber there and asked him to just make it a bit tidy. So he told me, "Sir, you're looking like Kabali." I had no idea what Kabali is, because I am a totally non-Bollywood person. I don't know the names of models. I don't know the names of even actresses, except barring few who are very, very famous. I never was interested in Bollywood, never saw the movies also. I was always pulled to see any kind of movie. So then he showed me on his TV that this is Rajnikant's movie Kabali. He's got this beard. And whatever you want here, you just set it as per your wish. If you're happy that, do whatever you. So he just set my beard. After that, I was sitting at the airport. Somebody approached me at the airport. He told me that, "Would you like to work for a movie?" No, I was amazed whether he's joking or what. Well, I like your look with this beard look, the salt pepper look. It is coming up very well on you. He took my email ID and we departed to different destinations at the airport. Next day morning, I got a mail from him. I got a script for the movie. That thing did not happen eventually, but it opened my horizon. Actually, I thought that if people are liking this look of mine, why shouldn't I try something in this field only? So I had no idea what to do, how to go about it. Spoke to a few friends. They told some portfolio is required. What is portfolio? I got no idea. Then they found out a photographer who can give a good portfolio. After that, my portfolio shoot, I did not know how to start because I had no connection in this industry. I had no inclination, no known person also whom I can go and ask how to go about it now. Now, so what I used to do was every day sit down on the net, type modeling agencies in Delhi, modeling agencies in Mumbai, and find out what all agencies are there. Try to get their email IDs, try to get that phone numbers, and then send them my portfolio. I used to write in my diary every day at least 10 to 15 names of modeling agencies, then tick mark those that yeah, I have sent this agency, I have sent this, and slowly things started rolling. Suddenly I got a call from Mumbai that I was to work for Lakme Fashion Week. After that, India Maison Fashion Week. Things started rolling. People started liking my pictures. My pictures were going around in Mumbai also. I am based in Delhi, but my pictures started rolling in Mumbai. I got calls for TV commercials. Then suddenly a call came for me to work with Deepika Padukone and Tanishq. And slowly things started rolling. But yes, I had to take care of my health because of my neck problem. It was difficult for me to get fit at this age with my problem. Nevertheless, I kept on moving ahead. Every day was a new day for me. Then once I started doing ramp shows and print shoots, and then TV commercials happened, suddenly I got a call from Chennai for a small role in a movie. That was a very good experience. From there, I started my journey for movie. I've worked in 2 Tamil movies now and 1 Kannada, and things are moving ahead now. So the journey has been very good. I had no inclination that I'll be going in this direction because I never thought of this field after my retirement. I had planned for something else, and something else came. And when this thing came, I took it as a challenge that yes, I should, if it is coming to me, that it should be for me only. And then I should do something in this field only. If things are not moving in other direction, I believe if the flow is this way and I am getting good work and I am enjoying this kind of work, so why not do this only? Then I switched over my complete focus on this field. But yes, I would say that at this age, it was difficult initially because to break the monotony of the industry, very few middle-aged men and women are there in the modeling industry. Yes, in TV commercials and all, we require all kind of age people, but on the ramp, very few had walked before that. So yes, but I think our industry has also opened a lot here. The outlook of people in India has opened a lot. Like I believe now 48, I'm 48. I think people here don't consider me old now. This was not the way about 10 or 12 years back. After 40, everybody is considered old in our country. So I believe whatever has happened in my life, whenever it turned, I took it a chance. I took that turn to grow, to make myself grow. And yes, it would not have happened if I was not in army, I believe, because army training and my army discipline has taught me how to be always on a lookout of opportunities and move ahead. It has given me courage. I think it has given me discipline, so much of discipline that I I thought that whatever is coming, yes, I should grab it by its horn and go ahead and do good in that field. I always say 4 things in my life what has helped me: dedication, hard work, perseverance, and discipline. These are my 4 pillars which I always carry along. And I believe this has helped me in this field also. So this has been my journey, but yes, the journey has not been very, it looks that I have done a lot of work, but many times I was without any work also. For 3-4 months, I have not done any work, because sometimes this industry is such that work comes in spurts and then suddenly you will find that there's no work for you. So it is not that always a rosy picture, that what you look as a final destination, but the journey along with that is it has got so many ups and downs that you have to have faith in yourself to reach the destination. So I would say that whatever you do, whatever field you are, whatever field you think that you want to be in after your studies, after your college, or what in life, at whatever stage in life, whether you're a student, whether you are 30 plus or a 40 plus, give your 100% in it. There's no 99.9%, because still you're leaving a chance of 0.01% of a not being there. Give your 100%, work hard, perseverance, discipline. We tend to lose a lot of things in between. If things are not happening as per your wish, we switch our focus. Let's try something else. But once you think of something, just be on it till the time you reach where you want to be. I believe, I believe in that book Secret. And uska, I think Hindi picture में भी काफी आया है. शाहरुख खान का भी डायलॉग था ना किसमें, सम मूवी में, जब आप किसी चीज को शिद्दत से चाहते हो तो पूरी कायनात आपको उसके पास जुटाने में लग जाती है. So I believe into same thing, that if you want something, you just be on it, breathe it, live with it, and you will be there. There's no question about that not being there. Yes, you have to work hard for it, but nowadays people say that working hard is waste of time. I believe working hard is changed into working smart, but for working smart also you need to work hard. So work hard, stay disciplined, focus on your goals. You should be very clear in your mind that what you want to be and where you want to be after some time. Give yourself deadlines: 1 year, 2 year, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, whatever. I would be here in next 6 months. I would be here next 12 months, and then be on it. So I would say that whatever you plan to do in life, you should be very clear in it, and then work hard for it and keep focus on it, so that you're not diverted in other things. Army life has always helped me a lot, but I believe that it is all up to individuals, whether you are in uniform or not in uniform. It is up to you how you want to define your life. How do you want to give direction to your life? So my take is that if you dream something, if you want to be something, if you have passion for something, just go for it. Give your 100% it, and just keep pursuing your dreams. Keep pursuing your dreams. See, the day you stop dreaming, you're dead. There's no point. Stop dreaming. And then there's no age limit for start dreaming also. Dream, get up and chase your dreams. That is my say. Yeah, you can tell me the questions if you want. If anything, anyone wants to ask.
Yes, sir. I was asking, you're definitely a hero for us, but who, according to you, is your hero?
Yeah, actually, I don't keep anybody as my own role model. I have never kept anybody as my role model because in a role model, you only look for positive things. Everybody's got a negative side also. So I think it is better to be every day a better person what you are. Make your own yardsticks and be your own hero.
So, what, according to you, is your proudest achievement yet?
My proudest achievement. My proudest achievement is that people look upon me as their role models. That is the biggest achievement I think that I have made. It is great if young people look upon me and say that yes, we like to be like you. It's a big thing.
So, you've lived a life in the forge and as a model. What, according to you, what would you prefer? What life would you prefer between the two?
I would prefer both because I want to see the both kind of lives because both kind of life I love. It's totally out of phase, but in both the places I have really enjoyed. I'm really enjoying it. So if given a chance, I would still again go back to army, serve for some time, and then again come back into this world, so I can see the both the sides of the world.
So, how do you think your army life has helped you in your current life?
As I said, army life, I joined, I think after my 12th, right, National Defense Academy. From there, my disciplined life started. So discipline, hard work, perseverance, and dedication. This is what I was taught during my training years, and that I carried in army also. And I believe that has helped me a lot in the outer world also. You will see, you can easily find out a disciplined person who has come from army background. You can, once you talk to him or you meet with him, you can easily see how his outlook is towards the work. So I think these four things have helped me a lot to sustain outside also.
So, what changes have you seen in defense forces since your time to now?
Oh, defense forces has got a lot of change, because I have seen defense forces when I was born, because my father was also in army. So that time, I have seen my father how he used to be working, and then I've seen my time, and now I see people who are junior to me, and still some of my colleagues who are there in army. There's been a lot of change. Now the army is more technical, more advanced, much more advanced. But still, the man behind the button or the person behind the button is still the man. So that cannot change. But still, yes, the technology-wise, the training-wise, everything is absolutely changed.
So, how do theater actors cope with live streaming?
Theater actors, I would say I missed out on being a theater actor, and I would have loved to be a theater actor because they are at a different level. I would say they are absolutely a different level. Yes, I have done a couple of theater when I was in school. I still remember because we had to mug up lines for long time time you have to be on stage and you want to remember all those lines and everything. But that is not the case in this other world. You've got so many takes and all, but I would say theatre actors are doing very, very good in this world. I would say they are much way ahead than other people. They've got advantage of expressing themselves very loudly in all kind of situations, I believe, and they're very, very sharp. I was planning to get into theatre here also in Delhi, that I should get some, but then frankly telling, I'm afraid to get into that at this age, because it will be very, very tough for me now to get into a theatre. But hats off to them, and if given a chance, I would love to be part of theatre and then get into this world.
What is it that you miss about being in the army?
The only thing I miss is the uniform. When you wear that uniform, you got a totally different kind of mindset comes into your head. That is the only thing I miss. Rest all, yes, there are many things army has got, because army had made me travel all across India, and that disciplined life was embedded in me when I was born. So yes, I miss it, but the most I think I miss is the uniform factor, I believe.
Is there anything you wish civilians would understand about military service?
I would say that everybody should know about how our army, how our defense forces function. In my point of view, it should be mandatory in a school or something, 11th, 12th or 10th, somewhere they should be taught about what are the different kind of rank structures in our Air Force, Army, Navy, and what are the kind of roles do they play? What kind of roles do they play? So that thing is required to be told, so that everybody knows, and that will give you more, I think people will be more aware what our army is doing. Most of the people are not aware what the defense forces are doing now.
So, being from the Indian Army and now a fitness model, what advice would you want to give to all the young fitness freaks?
Sorry?
So, being from the army background and now a fitness model, what advice would you like to give to the young fitness freaks?
Young fitness freaks, I would give only one advice, that that's look after your body. Not only young fitness freaks, I would give advice to everyone, because you have to take care of your body. You have to be fit, because this is the only place you're going to live the longest, right? So always everybody, not even young people, all kind of all age groups, I would say, everybody should be fit at whatever age they are. Don't get into all this kind of steroids, right? Whatever the people are doing right now. Work hard, and you know your body limits. So once you know your body limits, you can extend your limits. That also you know. And everybody knows that our body has limits beyond what we think. So work hard on your body, stay fit, stay healthy, eat good. We should avoid all this. Nowadays trend is there, everybody's having late parties and all, getting up early. I think our body is made up in a structure that we need to take rest in the night and work in the morning. So we should not deviate from them. You would not find any effects now, but definitely after 10, 12, 30 years, you will see those effects on your body. So I would say enjoy. I wouldn't say that you don't enjoy. Enjoy your life, have parties, whatever you wish like, but look after your body again. That is the main underline.
So my question is, what's your go-to ritual before shooting?
Sorry, can you please tell him?
What's your go-to?
Go through before I go for my shooting.
Go-to ritual before shooting.
Achha, go-to ritual. Actually, there's no go-to ritual. I still sweat. My hands are always sweaty before going for any kind of shoot, because every day is a new day. So I know that I'm going to learn something new. So, and I feel that that nervousness is good for me, because that helps me in being more conscious about what I'm going to do, more dedicated towards that. So I don't have any particular ritual, but I just keep myself calm, because I know that new thing is coming. So I have to keep myself calm and give my best wherever I'm going. I don't have any particular ritual as such, but yeah, as of normal life, what I have, I get up every day morning at 5:30. Same ritual is there. If whether I have a shoot or not, I have to get up and do my workout. That is there.
And sir, do you have a favorite song nowadays?
Actually, nowadays songs I don't. You should not, guys, do not feel offended. I don't understand nowadays song, because I'm still that old school types. I love that old band like Wham, Phil Collins, George Michael was there, Lionel Richie. I still listen to them only. So it is not that I don't like these songs. Yes, I've been listening to new songs, but frankly telling, I don't remember the singers and the songs of nowadays.
So before we come to end, we, the Students' Council Cultural Committee, aim to bring awareness about serving for our nation and society among the youth of our college and surroundings. And to start this, we know we don't need to wait for the right time. Any moment we start working towards bringing a better change for society, it is the right time. With this, I'll request Arjun to conclude further.
On this note, we would like to draw this event to a close. We can't begin to thank Lieutenant Colonel Mehta for taking the time out to grace this momentous occasion. We can't think of a better person to highlight the importance and personification of our Republic Day. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us today. Your widely spanning life and work has really helped set the tone for today. And we are sure that a lot of us draw inspiration from your work and times. We are forever grateful. Also, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being such a fun, curious, and intrigued audience and making this platform possible. It was nice to see so many of our youth take time out and listen to Lieutenant Colonel Mehta and truly imbibe the true meaning of this 26th of January.
Thank you. Thank you for calling me. Thank you.